Before this video review gets started, I would like to point out this disclaimer. None of the merchandise or products that I am showing in my videos are for sale, giveaway, or trade. If you like what I am showing within these videos, you can go ahead and purchase your own item. If it is a custom item, then you will need to make that yourself. If you can't buy or make your own version of the products that I am showing in my videos, that is too bad because you are not getting mine. So please do not ask me if you can have any of the items that I show within my review videos, because the answer is going to be no. Thank you, and please enjoy the review. Hello everyone, and welcome to another Super Sentai vinyl figure review video. In this video, I am going to be taking a look at the first 5 Kirameiger vinyl figures that came out with the 44th Super Sentai series called Mashin Sentai Kirameiger. And there are a number of firsts that these vinyl figures happen to have, and I will list those off pretty quickly. Well, first and foremost, this is the first time since Kyuranger in which we've gotten the traditional 5-ranger color combination of red, pink, green, blue, and yellow. Kyuranger did also have these 5 colors, and all of those colors were part of the core team, but it was a core team of 9 rangers in which we've had a black, orange, silver, and gold ranger beyond that team too. And I am especially hoping that that series gets adapted if you did not know that already. And then there was also Lupin Ranger versus Paddle Ranger, which was actually 3 teams. Now, of course, all 5 of these colors do appear in that series, but it's 2 different teams, so they don't appear on the team all together. We got one team that has red, blue, and yellow, and the other team that has red, green, and pink. But now, we have gone back to having another team that has the traditional colors, since Kyuranger again, and there are a number of different firsts that Kirameiger introduces that no season of Super Sentai had introduced before. Well, for starters, something that is very noticeable about Kirameiger is that this is the first instance in which we've gotten the traditional 5 colors, only the traditional 5 colors, not counting Kyuranger, which had 9 rangers on the core team. But anyway, the first time where we've had a team of 5 rangers with the traditional colors, where we have yellow as the male ranger and green as female. Now, if you've been following my DeviantArt fanfiction series, you may know about the series that I did called Woodland Squadron Forester, which was the first of many fanfiction series that I had done based upon Super Sentai and Power Rangers. And in that series, I did also have the Yellow Ranger be male and the Green Ranger be female. And this was, of course, 5 years before Kirameiger even came out or was even thought of. So at that time I was doing a number of things that Super Sentai had never done, and they had never done a female Green Ranger before. Although since writing Forester, there have been 3 cases of there being a female Green Ranger. These would include Mido Ninja from the Ninja Returns special, but of course she did not get adapted into Power Rangers Ninja Steel, unfortunately, although I'm kind of not surprised by that, considering that she only appeared in the movie and was not on the team for the full series. Although I would have settled with just 1 episode with her. That would have been enough. And of course another would be with Uchu Sentai Kyuranger having Chameleon Green as the first female Green Ranger to appear regularly. And of course now we got Kiramei Green the most recent Green Ranger in Super Sentai and the most recent to be female. So it's good that Toei has done another series that introduces a female Green Ranger. I don't know how often they will do that, but, you know, we'll just have to see. So, now we're going to actually take a look at each of these figures individually. I'm actually going to start with two groups of them, and that group is going to be the Road members. Well, much rather, the first three right here. And something you will notice is that while they all have a black sash over their torso, and they all have a different colored gem on their torso, I kind of personally think that they look like the rupees from the Legend of Zelda series, which is one reason why I decided to get these. You will notice that the first three right here, red, yellow, and green, they all have these separated white lines, much like on a road. And that represents how these three pilot road-based vehicles, or Zords as we would call them in Power Rangers, while the other two, blue and pink, have a solid line going over their torso. Pink also kind of is a little leany towards the forward. And these two, they pilot vehicles that are air-based. So that's what we got going for them. And I guess it's pretty obvious that the three here that have road-based vehicles, or ground-based vehicles rather, they all have the same colors as the traffic light. So we got red for stop, yellow for slow down, and green for go. And they are able to actually form the main mech of the series, or a main mech of the series. There are actually a couple of combinations. There is the Grand Mage, which is a combination between the Kirameiger vehicles pertaining to these three Rangers. And then there is another one. I can't remember its name, but if I remember during editing, I will put that name up on the screen, which is a much smaller combination that is made up of only two mechs and is actually very short compared to Grand Mage. And then there is Kiramei Zen, however that name is supposed to be, which is a combination of all of them. And of course there are also additional Kirameiger vehicles that will be introduced later in the series that don't pertain to any of the Rangers. Now I think that each of these helmet pieces are supposed to be kind of reminiscent to some of the past Sentai teams, although I'm not going to recognize all of them. Although maybe during editing I'll actually put up an image of a past Sentai Ranger and do a bit of a comparison between the helmets on the two of them. Like, whatever shows up on the screen right now is probably the influence of Kiramei Red's helmet. And then yellow right here. I'm not quite sure what helmet that's supposed to look like, but I will put up an image on the screen for you to do a little bit of a comparison to see how they are similar. And then with Kiramei Green, I think that, I'm not quite sure. I think that there was a certain past Sentai Ranger that had a similar helmet design to this, but I can't quite remember it. But I will be sure to put up an image of that Ranger on the screen for you to see. And then with Kiramei Blue, I actually do remember, or can tell, what this is supposed to be influencing, and that would be the Deca Ranger helmets, aka Power Rangers SPD. So that's pretty cool. And last but not least, here is Kiramei Pink, And I think her visor kind of looks like Hurricane Blue, aka Ninja Storm Blue Ranger. That's what I am seeing in this helmet. Alright, so now I'm actually going to do a bit of a height comparison with some of these. Alright, so here I got Kiramei Red, and I also have Yuso Red, the direct predecessor of the series, as well as Koyu Red, who came out about 7 years earlier. And you'll notice that they are all the same height, but here is Shishi Red, and he's actually slightly shorter than all of the other ones. In fact, I'm going to take these two out and just leave these two in. And there's kind of a difference with the height. It kind of looks as though the Kyuranger vinyl figures are a bit shorter than the vinyl figures usually are. I don't quite understand why that is, though. I mean, you could probably post a comment telling me why you think they may be a little shorter. Maybe it's because of the amount of Rangers that were introduced in that year, so they didn't want to use so much material for creating vinyl figures with. Like, maybe that could be the case. And then here is Kiramei Green with Chameleon Green. Both of them, obviously, female Rangers, and both do wear green. Now, something that I've also kind of noticed, or something that I much rather had thought about, is that usually in the Super Sentai series, depending on what gender the Ranger is, that may affect how light or dark their suits are. Like, for one example, female Blue Rangers may usually have lighter shades of blue than male Blue Rangers. Like, I'm not sure about Blue Dolphin from Live Man, but Blue Swallow was a female Blue Ranger, and she had a lighter suit. Hurricane Blue, aka Ninja Storm Blue, was a female Blue Ranger, and she had a lighter suit. Magi Blue, aka Mystic Force Blue, had a light blue suit and was a female Blue Ranger, as well as also Ju-Oh Shark. That was another female Blue Ranger who had a lighter blue suit. And I had figured that the same logic would probably apply to female Green Rangers as well. And Chameleon Green does fit that bill. She is a lighter shade of green than most. Although we have had male Green Rangers be this shade of green. I'm pretty sure Tokyo Forgo was in this shade as well. But Kiramei Green isn't. She is kind of a bit darker. In fact, I don't have them with me right now, although I could just go get them and do a bit of a comparison. Actually, I think I will do that. Alright, I brought Ryuso Green over, and I'm going to take Chameleon Green out of the way. Although, do take note, I like this one better than this one. Okay, anyway, they are exactly the same shade of green. This is exactly the same. Yeah, I mean, Kiramei Green is a female Green Ranger, but she is not lime like Chameleon Green was. She is a darker green color, and I did not expect that from a female Green Ranger. I was kind of more expecting for her to have a lighter shade of green in comparison to kind of show, well, I'm not sure what that would show, but it's just what I would expect anyway. Alright, now to wrap this all up. Alright, overall, I think the Kirameiger figures look pretty good. Although I am still hoping for Kyuranger to get adapted at some point in the future, but if they actually adapted Kirameiger for 2022, I'd be alright with that as long as Kyuranger comes out maybe by 2023. There are some people that are expecting that sort of thing to happen, and hopefully it will happen. But I don't know how much longer I can take having to wait for a Kyuranger adaptation, because it really should have happened by now. But if Kirameiger actually gets adapted first, I would be alright with that. But I'm still going to be praying for Kyuranger to get adapted at some point in time. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.